Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bad Occult podcast where we do, or at least talk about inadvisable things in the name of magical science. Your hosts, once again, are Tyler Cadmian, aka Shadow.
And this is Felix S. Warren. The S is for spin.
Spin!
Spin that wheel of fate.
Spin that wheel of
Spin that
fate.
wheel of fate.
So, we are on episode 20. Figured it'd be a good time to do another roundup episode, reintroduce, or in one case, actually introduce someone to the actual podcast.
That's true.
Yes. So, we've got alternate fur realities.
That's right.
So, this is going to be part, roundup episode, just talking with everyone who has been on the podcast already, even if they haven't been on the official podcast. But also, we've decided it is time for a revamp.
Yeah, I can go ahead and talk about exactly why it is that I know I need to redo all of the portraits.
Yes, please.
So, if you are a chrono traveler, then you may have a few problems seeing certain things. Some other people have these difficulties as well, but we've been talking about this in a couple of podcasts, the idea that you can meet yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out that some of our guests cannot see their own face.
Right.
Or it will cause abreactions.
Mm-hmm.
And they are not prepared to see their own face, and my art is a little too close to them seeing their own face.
Which, I mean, on one level is really interesting to talk about, but on another level it's, like, kind of distressing because it's like we'd like people to come back, but, yeah, not if they have to keep looking at their own faces.
Well, and it's interesting, I've innately tried to censor myself in various ways. People have ended up with, like, things that obscure their visage a bit, or, like Mantis has that wonderful helmet. That's a good example of how that might happen.
Edward has those, like,
big old visor.
Goggles.
Yep. And so that's, actually it was Edward's portrait, the two portraits that he had, first the gas mask and then the visor, that made me realize that it's not that I can't draw people's faces. It's that it would be a good idea not to.
Yeah.
For this particular time period, at least. And so, yeah, finding a little cartoonization would be helpful. Apparently, just making it anime isn't enough.
We've got to go furry.
We've got to go full furry.
We've got to go full anthropomorphic furry.
We have to. This is our hands being forced, and we had no other choice.
None.
And that's what we've got to do now. We've got to do it like the Egyptians. Put some animal heads on your gods.
Put the animal heads on your friends.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah. We're all going to be subjected to this, including myself, even though I already have a fursona. Because what happens if we go into an alternate reality?
That's right. In an alternate reality, do you have the same fursona?
Exactly.
There will be a lot of different things about you, and one of the things that may change is your fursona.
Yes.
I don't want to joke too much about the fursona part, because actually, like, in terms of the alternate reality stuff, a lot of things can change.
Yeah.
Some of the preferences that you have are a matter of the causality that you went through.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we simply never even understood that there was an option to like something. So, in another universe, I may not have 50,000 specialization points in Sailor Moon. That's incredible to imagine.
Excuse me.
In an alternate universe, there might not be Sailor Moon.
Right. So, fursonas are always a fun way to talk about alternate selves And we've been talking a lot about alternate realities. We've touched a little bit on time travel in a couple of episodes, but a lot of our guests, friends, entities that we work with, sometimes do hail from alternate realities, spin-off realities. Like Felix, you and I have had some alternate reality experiences, and
Yep.
seems like a good time to just throw it all into the pot.
I have been having alternate reality processing experiences lately,
Yes.
and a couple of other people have as well. And so I actually just requested, hey, can everybody just start talking about alternate reality stuff in next podcast? It would just, let's all just pull our fun little idea salads together.
So, how do you define an alternate reality?
So, I'm gonna make this very, very body specific. If it happened in the body that you currently reside in, it did not happen in an alternate reality, unless that body was able to jump to an alternate reality.
Right.
In which case, that body was able to experience something that is not in this physical reality.
How do you know if you're in an alternate reality?
It can be very difficult too. There will usually be some hints that you just pick up from your environment. Like something might be off. Sometimes this overlaps a lot with Mandela effect. Celebrity deaths being timed differently. People not being famous that you expect to be famous.
Media differences, like not
different president.
Not big changes, but snake killing Dumbledore probably didn't change in Harry Potter, but like a couple of minor characters being in different houses might have.
Yeah, there are definitely differences between different media. I've actually had a few problems because of this, because I've switched between realities a few times and been very confused by what happened in movies or books that I had really liked before.
Yeah.
And it had gone beyond just like, a deleted scene or two.
Yeah. We've actually started talking about this more when you've tried to show me things that you've seen, and the scenes that you're showing me are different than what you remember. And I've never seen it before, so I had no opinion.
It's been very frustrating for me. There's a movie called Yesterday where a guy is in a world where there was no Beatles, and he remembers the Beatles. And
weird.
And so he can just do Beatles music, and nobody knows he stole it from the Beatles.
No.
I didn't actually watch the movie. I'm just kind of quoting the trailer premise at you.
That is hilarious.
But you can there's realities where it happened different, where it just didn't make it as much. And so I've just been kind of there's been a few properties in this current reality that have been very difficult for me to locate, not because of any particular, I'd say, no one's DMCA'd it, but for some reason nobody cares enough about it for it to really be available. And it's it wasn't as successful here. Was it as good here?
Right.
Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, that's been a very interesting thing. For myself, an alternate reality can be anything from you decided to roll off of your bed on the right side instead of the left, to completely different timelines. But most of the time, most of the alternate reality stuff that I've stumbled into has been minor. Sort of usually a time loop that hits for about a day or so and then goes away. And in that time, everything's shifted one place to the left. I don't know how to describe it. All of the dishes are in different cabinets than I expect.
Oh, man.
That's been the weirdest part to explain.
Yeah, so for me it was easy for a while to kind of explain away why I would forget certain things or lose track of them, because I already have problems with that in day-to-day life aside from mixing up alternate realities. But it's if there's a reality that's close enough next door, there's not too many differences with it. I think it's very easy to just kind of end up in and out of it pretty regularly, and it not make too much difference.
Yeah.
But if you have like important conversations where the semantics are extremely like they're important to the conversation, then like two people being in slightly different realities can really, really mess things up.
Yeah.
Also, like, I keep track of politics, and so it's been really weird because politics varies with the alternate universes. I swear that people in the news, especially people in political news, are able to like kind of notice these changes faster than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Like, there's like kind of a gulf of noticing. I think that this kind of stuff like kind of casually drives people crazy. Like little inconsistencies in reality, and a lot of people just automatically unsee it, so they don't have to think about it too much.
Right.
Acknowledging that it was happening and that it's like this is alternate reality stuff. This is not a list of other things it could be.
Yeah.
I've gone through that list and I've disproven every single one of them. This is alternate reality stuff. Once I got there, I was like, oh, okay. I can handle that.
So what do you do when you realize that you're in an alternate reality?
Well, you saw me do something. I immediately made 6 different little pictures.
Yes, you did.
It popped into my head pretty immediately. I've reality traveled enough that I have experience from other realities that kind of like tell me like, oh, you just realized that you often end up in other realities and that you're not even from the reality that you're in.
Yeah.
Here's one of the things that you could do right now.
Right.
And so it's called a reality cube. It's a cube just because there's 6 of them. They don't have to be square, but I had some pre-cut square pieces of paper to do this on, so that made it pretty easy. And the idea is that you just make 6 different pieces of art. It can be anything from collage to watercolor. No one really cares exactly what it is. They don't need to look good. They do need to look okay. But
you're putting them on your wall.
You're putting them on your wall, and you're going to be looking at them all the time. But think about it in terms of like, you know, abstract hotel art. It doesn't really matter too much what it looks like. It just needs to kind of fill the space and be decorative. What is important is that it be full of choices that you make very fast. Like when Bob Ross goes on, it's like, you know, I'm making choices. Each time that I'm like, you know, I'm gonna put a tree here. I'm gonna choose to put a tree. Make a choice. He acts very happy about it. But making very fast choices is sometimes a challenge in art. People want to just kind of slow down and do very detailed stuff. But making fast choices, you end up with some very unpredictable things. If you like, you know, say in the next 2 seconds, I'm gonna make a brush stroke. It's gonna be somewhere, and I don't get to take it back. Now I'm gonna do another and another and another and another. Okay, now it's done. So in an alternate reality, whatever picture that you made is way different than the one you made here.
Right.
Because of how you approached making it. So I made 6 of those, and then I put them in 6 different places in the apartment so that I can regularly look at them and see, like, this is the reality where I made these specific choices.
Yeah.
And it is a constant reminder that I am in this reality where I made those choices.
Yeah.
And at some point, I will look at one of them and they will look different.
Yep.
And I will know that I am in a different reality, and then I will proceed with my coping mechanisms.
Yay! Alternate reality coping mechanisms.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's basically how it's going to go. Ask a few questions, and then you get to spin the wheel of fate. But luckily for you, you can decide to hop to a different reality.
That's
so
right.
Basically how it's going to go is we have a wheel of animals that are going to become your fursona. You get up to 3 spins, but if you decide to stop with an option, that's your option. And you also, if you decide to spin again, you can't pick the one that you spun first.
Yeah,
so
you can't
like
go
a
backward.
toad, and then you got a chickadee, and then you got a warthog. You can't go back to the toad.
Yeah.
And then once you choose, we are going to do all 3 spins to see what your alternate reality could have been.
Yeah.
So, that's how it's going to go. I have an animal wheel spinner. We'll probably link it in something later. But, alright, are you ready for your first spin, good sir?
I am ready for my first spin.
Spin number 1. You got a giraffe!
Stay!
You want giraffe?
Keeping giraffe!
You want giraffe.
I want giraffe.
Alright. We don't have anything to note this on.
I have pen and paper.
Great, because I totally forgot that we need to note these. So
this also is a recorded podcast, so I could just listen.
But
and know that
still having a list.
I will not forget that I am a giraffe. Holy crap.
You're a giraffe. Your first alternate reality jump served you very well.
I stayed in that
The
reality.
reason why I'm laughing, for anyone who listens to this later, Felix did an intro post that involved a gif of giraffes.
Would you say that I called it as a time traveler?
Yes.
Yeah!
Okay. So you get giraffe. I can't wait to see what you do with that. Let's see what could have been.
What could I have
Spin
done?
number 2 is Pelican.
Oh, I would have rejected Pelican.
All right, and your third and final spin. What could have been? Oh God. Turtle!
Oh, turtle's okay. I could have been a ninja turtle, but giraffe is...
Giraffe,
is
I think,
ultimate.
has been the best option.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I am very happy with giraffe. What I like about giraffe is that I can choose to be a Lemurkian giraffe with a short neck if I want to fit in most pictures. Or if I want to have a scarf that doesn't take someone 7 years to knit.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of this decision. I'm proud of everybody who got me here. Thanks to all the people who followed me on the campaign trail.
To the Academy.
Thank you to the Academy, and everyone remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Oh no, we're not going to get into the Pluto versus Goofy debate, are we?
I don't really know what that is. I'm just remembering Bob Barker from the end of Price is Right.
Gotcha. So, the other part of this is, like we said, we're going to be bringing people back. The thing is that Felix and I are splitting the channeling duties, and we have not pre-assigned them, so it is going to be literally just pulling out of a hat. Or, in this case, pulling out of a Tupperware.
So, I want to ask something before we continue, because we didn't sort this out.
Of course.
And I promise it won't get too boring. Do you think we can have me do several guests in a row, or do I need to kind of go back and forth between?
We could do several guests in a row.
Because if I'm going back and forth, and then
No.
you're going back and forth, I feel like that's so much switching, it'll tire us out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, if you want to do... Because we have 9 altogether.
I'm good for 5.
If you want to do 5 in a row, and then I do 4, that's fine.
Sounds good.
Cool.
That way, everybody knows how we work
Everybody
this out.
gets in.
Yeah.
So
And that's how we're working it out. We have a little bucket full of the trinkets.
Woo!
It's actually Tupperware. If you want to keep your friends fresh, you keep them in Tupperware.
Don't lose the lid.
That's why we have Tupperware parties.
Yes.
And I'm gonna...
You're going to make a lot of rattly noise. Who's up?
It's Mantis!
My goodness, it's Mantis. It's Mantis. Our
Get all
good
of his
friend
implements.
Mantis.
You're gonna hear so many jingles.
So much jingles.
Jingles and clinks.
Goodness. So... Yeah. So, Felix is going to go ahead and get ready. There we go. Thank you, Felix, for helping figure this stuff out. And we are going to clank our way to Mantis, who is already giggling in the background.
0.
There we go. Hello, Mantis. He's going to finish his 3 steps, do his grounding, do his short-term memory clearing. You already heard him do 0. And
Hey.
He has given us the podcast back.
You took it from me.
Yes.
I kind of forgot to come keep it.
We took it back by default.
Oh, man. The problem with evil is that evil is often lazy.
Well, you do not have the horns today.
I don't.
You are normal mantis, and you may have horns in the future, but we don't know. Your fate must be decided. But first, you must answer questions 3.
Specifically, there are 3? Or you just kind of...
I think I ended up asking Felix 3 questions, so I'm just going to go with it.
All right.
Have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I've experienced an alternate reality intruding on me.
Mm-hmm.
Much more than I've experienced going into an alternate reality.
Okay.
And basically, you know, sometimes when people are channeling, there's kind of terms like front seat, back seat, trunk. And back seat, basically, somebody else is driving and you're just kind of watching. Maybe passenger seat, someone else is driving, but you could maybe grab the wheel if you wanted.
Right.
Now, a lot of times, especially like if you're in dreams or something, you could actually be... You could actually be in the passenger seat of your own body and not know it. Somebody else is taking control. And sometimes that somebody is simply your subconscious. And that's pretty normal and within the terms of operation of the body, usually.
Right.
But sometimes you can have somebody else being the driver while you're the passenger and just not really know it. Alternate self is the most likely. And sometimes this is just like something that happens like accidentally. You just have similar enough lives that you end up switching up a bit. This guy. You're not going to think of this person as you. Yeah. This person is not you. That's why they're the alternate you, because they're not you.
Right.
So he started to gain... He thought it was all a dream, but he was aware that he was in a kind of environment where he could play around. And I know he had come to the conclusion that there's no way it could be a sandbox. And so he was somewhat taking advantage of me socially.
Oh, no.
He had a very fun time hanging out with Venom, actually. And I experienced some of that, but I spent the entire time kind of wondering why I was making certain choices, why I wasn't saying things that were coming into my head, but they weren't coming out of my mouth for some reason.
Yeah.
And like I felt kind of double drunk. Not quite dissociative because I was in my body, but for some reason I didn't really feel connected to being the one in charge.
Interesting. So, sort of putting the cart before the horse, but what is your definition of alternate reality?
Definition of alternate reality, it didn't happen in the reality that you're in. It will not just be that that's not you. It will also be that things happened there, choices were made there that were not made in the reality that you're in and could not be made.
Right.
Probably because you made the other choice or another choice. People usually think of it as a very A-B oriented thing, but there's many different choices that you could make. It's just that usually people are comparing one alternate reality to another alternate reality, and so they can seem very much like it's either this one or that one.
Right. So, if you found yourself in an alternate reality tomorrow...
I already sounded tired.
What would you do?
Well, I would gather data, first of all. Gather as much data as possible, as fast as possible, while I'm in... I'm assuming there's a period in which no one is really noticing that I might not be the guy they think I am. Because if I'm in an alternate reality, then I assume I've taken the place of the me that is in the alternate reality. Now, if I've, body jumped into somebody else, then that's a whole other thing. But still, someone at some point is going to notice that I'm not acting like that person.
Right.
So still same problem. While no one's noticed that I'm not acting like that person, gather as much data as possible. Did I luckily land in a version of me that has this happen all the time and has informed their friends and family, and they're very supportive?
Yes, that is very important information to gather.
That would be a very nice reality to have landed in, and I hope I landed in that reality. If it is an unfortunate reality in which things are very difficult and stressful, I will do my best to find a hidey hole.
All right.
Until things clear.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, you are going to be whooshed away into an alternate reality in which you are a furry.
Oh no.
You have 3 potential realities.
I have 3 potential realities.
Are you ready to find out your first potential reality?
Fate doesn't ask you if you're ready.
Oh, well, I do. And I'm not fate.
I appreciate that.
All right. Spin number 1. Camel.
No.
No.
I don't want camel face.
We're passing on the camel.
I don't want that baggage on my back.
Let's see what happens next. Seal.
Oh, that would be cute. A seal.
A seal. And it doesn't specify what type of seal.
Oh,
so you have choices.
I want to see what the third one is.
You can't go back.
I know.
You're going to find out either way.
I know, but no, let's go for number 3.
We're going... Putting it all on 3. Okay. You got a wolf.
All right.
Nice. Go ahead and write that down, please, good sir.
I got a wolf.
You got a wolf. Let's see, the 2 next to it. You could have either gotten orca or stick insect.
Oh, orca anthers look kind of weird. Oh, stick insect would have been fun.
Yeah. But you got wolf.
I got wolf.
Congratulations.
I am good with wolf.
I can't wait to see what happens. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Mantis. You're going to pull who's coming next.
That's right.
Please announce it so I know who to pull up on frame.
It's Venom.
It's Venom. Of course it's Venom. Of course he wants to be next. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mantis, for showing up.
Oh, there you are.
Always great to chat with you.
Yeah, this was fun.
So much fun. And we'll have to have a full episode, sometime in the future, if you don't steal it from us again. Like, man, you and Edward's in cahoots. Well, Mantis is gone, and Venom is getting ready. So... can't wait to talk about
0
alternate realities with the resident time traveler. He's doing his 3 steps.
Hey!
Hey! Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, Venom. Have you experienced alternate realities?
I came from one.
You came from one.
You know this.
I know this.
That's been, heck, I told everybody that whenever I got here, the first episode I was here, but yeah. Coming from alternate realities is typically something I do a lot.
Yes. That is sort of like your previous...
I'm usually very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
It's something I've been trained to do and something that I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So... we got that.
What is your definition of an alternate reality?
So it's basically just another reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now it can get a little bit There's several different nomenclatures that you can go by when it comes to categorizing alternate realities, depending upon who it is that you're talking to. But basically, you group things into like branches and arms and limbs and stuff. Like often people have like a tree makeup for it, fractal in. And so there might be some discussion over, like, which one is like an actual alternate reality that stays alternate, which one is like an alternate reality that alternated off and then merged back in. So there is room for a lot of semantical debate. I've found that if you're just living in a reality, most of the differences don't matter.
Interesting.
Just don't try to do anything fancy and you'll be fine.
Uh-oh.
Don't need to learn new vocabulary if you didn't do anything fancy. Is everything going all right?
We just dropped a bunch of frames.
Oh, no.
Oh. I don't know when that happened, but we just had a big internet glitch. I guess this is going to be very interesting to see on the...
Don't do anything fancy, or you're going to have a big internet glitch.
Yeah, it just dropped a couple thousand frames there. Anyways, we're just going to continue, and we're going to find out what got deleted later.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what do you... If you woke up tomorrow and realized that you were in an alternate reality, what would you do?
Call back home. I literally, I talked with somebody about this earlier today.
Really?
Because the subject has come up as a practical concern.
Yeah.
There is a good possibility that I might do this soon. Not on purpose, just like it could easily happen. And so we already know, we've actually already tested out, coincidentally, some alternate reality telepathy. By the way, telepathy is pretty easy across realities.
Yeah.
Happens much more often than you think. It's probably your blurbo. It's a pretty reliable way of just like kind of getting some radio in and being like, hey, I ended up over here.
Yeah.
Does somebody have the car? Can you come pick me up?
I just floated off into the vast, infinite cosmos, and I ended up 3 streets down. Here's the directions. Please come pick me up.
I think the biggest thing of concern whenever you end up in an alternate reality is the other you that you came in and replaced is now in the reality that you were previously occupying.
Right.
And so if you find anything about them of concern whatsoever, you should report back home about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to make you automatically view your other self as an enemy. It may simply be that they're a diabetic or something.
Yeah.
Try to help your other self. If you ended up there once, you've probably ended up there before, and you'll probably end up there again.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm sure that you've been to many different realities and seen and experienced many different things.
But have I been a crocodile? Sorry.
Took all the wind out my sails. I'm just gonna spin this fucker. You get spin number 1. Stop giggling. Hamster.
Oh, that's really cute. Let me think about this. I could be a little Hamtaro.
He's actually thinking very hard about this one.
I think I should stick with hamster. I want to know what happens next.
Yes, we're going to find out what realities you've just rejected, but you need to write down that you've picked hamster.
I have to write down that I picked hamster.
Yes.
We've got a giraffe, a wolf, and a hamster. They walk into a bar.
Well, I think only one of them would walk into the bar.
And the other giraffe. Two are on its back. A wolf and a hamster on a giraffe's back. They walk into a bar. The door is very tall.
All right, let's find out what realities you have rejected. Spin number 2. A duck.
Nah, I just don't really see myself as a duck.
Spin number 3. Chicken.
No.
I think you dodged 2 bullets.
Wow,
there.
2 birds, huh? 2 birds with 1 stone I dodged.
You dodged 2 birds, 1 stone. Great job.
I'm going to smoothly right out of here.
All right.
The vapors of that pun.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see a hamster fursona for Venom. And we're going to find out who's next.
Is Ben.
Oh.
Make sure I get these right.
We're going to have the Ben. And...
Adios.
Bye. I already got rid of your picture, but goodbye. Oh, goodness. So...
Not yet.
Nope. We are going to see, once Venom is able to deal with the sinus stuff, he is going to switch with Ben, and we're going to continue on our merry way with person number 3. Yes, we have an order to this. Welcome.
0.
Welcome, Ben. He is going to finish his 3 steps, and then we are going to have a little chat.
I didn't know which one I was going to be in.
I know.
Just show up here as a surprise.
Yeah.
Hello from over here.
Hello from over there. We decided to keep it completely random. There's usually people who show up in Felix more versus myself, but we can channel any and all of the people who have been on the podcast, so it's very interesting to see someone across the room that is normally over here.
I've been over there often.
Yes.
And, I mean, it's not a forever thing.
No.
But yeah, it's kind of like, if 2 friends drove each other's cars, one day.
Yeah, you gotta adjust everything. Oh my goodness. Like, the seat. You spend 15 minutes adjusting someone's seat just to make them adjust it back when you're done.
Yeah, there's a totally different arrangement, everything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Hi, it's Ben. I'm here.
Hi, Ben. So, questions of the day. Have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
Not. Have I experienced it and actually known that I was experiencing it? No. Did I intrude upon it no matter what was actually happening? Yes.
Okay.
I typically experience reality as the reality that I'm in, and everything else is kind of additional outside of my reality. I live in the central hub reality in the middle of the universe. Thank you.
Of course. The world and realities must revolve around you.
But until very recently, I didn't really have much chance to think about even other planets.
Right.
Let alone alternate versions of the reality.
Right.
Now, and if I did experience alternate versions of reality, I wouldn't have considered that. We have ways of talking about that in Mage World that have a lot more to do with magic.
Right.
And so
you probably would have filed it under a magical thing.
To me this is chronological mishaps.
Mm-hmm.
There's a potion for that.
So, on to question 2, and this would be very interesting. How do you define alternate realities?
So I didn't before. That's the thing. I didn't think of another reality as something that was being kept around somewhere, still being there, staying there, the people still doing things. I more thought, and still kind of think, of reality as this permanent thing, and if someone has an alternate thing happening, that's like a temporary issue going on with them, and once that's remedied, they're back to like regular steady them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's technically a framework through which to view the world. That doesn't alter what's actually happening in the world. But I don't really keep in my head all of like the alternate things that could be happening.
Right.
I'm very, very present-centered and very, very reality-centered.
Right.
So like it has advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
I know that there's technically like a version of me that made choices that meant I never got on this podcast.
Yeah.
But do I think about that version? No.
Do you think about that version potentially switching with you and you experiencing their reality while they experience yours?
I wake up in their reality?
Yeah.
That would be very strange for both of us.
What would you do?
I wouldn't like it. I would complain a lot. I would find something to eat. I would leave a note about how I ate your food. I understand that you would do the same in my position. I
love your priorities here. Not like it, complain, and then eat.
Obviously, I would be hungry.
Yes.
So, after I ate, I would find the nearest divination implement that seems like I used it often for, actual purposes of concern.
Yeah.
I would consult that divination implement. I would actually ask it, like, hey, what are they usually like? Obviously, I am a different them. Could you just help direct me to what I should be doing here? Let's just be reasonable.
Yeah.
Just kind of go from there, see what answers I get.
Mm-hmm.
I also suspect that I would be getting some alternate reality telepathy from my alternate self.
Yeah.
Demanding that I not touch certain things that I am definitely touching.
And please don't touch my favorite tarot deck as you're shuffling it. Yeah, I could see that.
I feel fairly assured about what would be happening in my reality, like in this current reality, with where I was, because I'm already in contact with a lot of people who understand this sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that my stuff would be fine.
You're like, my stuff's fine.
Yeah.
You weren't ready for this, so you don't really get to say what I do with your stuff.
I think I actually, I explained to. Have we mentioned that Rob and I are married? Well,
you mentioned it now.
I mentioned to my husband Rob, like, don't let him touch my stuff.
All right. Well, so I know on Mage World that you do have the option to turn into animal types.
Yes, there are some mechanics for that, but you don't get to just be anything or at any time.
Yeah. So we're going to spin the wheel of fate and see what alternate animal you might show up as.
Yes.
Spin number 1. A beaver.
Oh, I'm beaver now.
You're a beaver now.
I'm a beaver now.
Okay, go ahead and write it down.
All right. I will not give up beaver.
He is going to be Beaver Ben.
I will beaver.
He will be the beaver. All right.
What a gang. Giraffe, wolf, hamster, beaver.
Oh my gosh. And
very mammalian so far.
I'm going to see what options you have declined. Goldfish!
No.
And spin number 3, what could have been... Octopus.
Oh, well, that's interesting, but still not really very me.
Yeah. So, yay!
Maybe someone else can end up with octopus who, like, it suits.
Thank you so much, Ben.
You're welcome. This has been fun so far.
Yes, it's been so much fun. I can't wait to see your beaver sona.
All right. So
we'll find out who's coming next.
Who's gonna be... Oh! Umbra gets to come over.
Umbra?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Ben, for showing up and sharing with us your experiences with alternate realities. And I can't wait to see what happens next. And Umbra. This is exciting. Now, Umbra's only been on once, and she's talked about divination, so twice. I don't remember the other time that she was on. But she's talked about divination, and
0.
Thank you so much, Umbra. Welcome. I was trying to think of a good intro, but apparently I messed it up.
Early podcast, I think number 5, was on guiding people if they were channeling.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I forgot that one.
If they were, I think, being channeled into a different body, I think was the idea.
So, welcome back.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Did you do your 3 steps?
Let me do 0.
There we go.
I had already done them, but
Excellent.
Apparently I need a little bit of double clear.
Yes. So, have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
Oh, I have. It was very occult flavored. I was being summoned like you usually summon some occult spirits with an occult ritual that someone had read that they decided to do, and they did it several times.
Oh, God.
Until they basically learned that what they were trying was not the same thing as what they thought they were trying.
Mm-hmm.
Was a very strange experience. It was not something that I could just be like, okay, I want to stop doing this now, because someone summoned me.
Yeah.
And kept doing it. But, like, it wasn't like I got a little telegram saying, hey, you're going to get summoned for, like, a few months now. That's what's going to be happening. Instead, it's like, no, I'm having, like, a weird dream thing, or, like, kind of a weird double experience, where I'm, experiencing reality over here, but in the other reality, I'm, like, it's kind of, the other reality is kind of ghosting over, and so I'm having a conversation, like, where I'm, like, going to get a little bit, so, like, I'm having a conversation about how the bulkhead should be reinforced on the ship, while over in being summoned like a Spiritville, I'm being bound and, like, cajoled and asked questions and being asked why I'm not acting like, an ancient spirit or something.
Ugh.
What I found the most annoying was just how distracting that was from what I was trying to do in my own reality.
So you had less of an alternate reality and more of an overlapping reality.
It felt like a very overactive imagination. I have so much experience with doing projection and channeling already that I think I was able to filter out a lot of the experience.
Interesting.
It could have entirely overtaken, but instead... I handled it naturally.
Compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So then, what is your definition of an alternate reality?
Well, it can't just be, one you're not in.
Yeah.
It's obviously related to the one that you're in some way. Like, they're cousins. They have a common ancestor.
The kissing cousins.
And then she took off her trinket, and then
she left.
Like they do have to actually have some connection to
Yeah.
each other. And I don't know. I also feel like alternate realities do need, in some way, they kind of feed back into the reality that they spurred off from. I don't think that they just tree out. I think that the branches can weave back in.
It's more of a river.
Yeah, river system, oxbows, stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool. So, if you woke up tomorrow in an alternate reality, what would you do?
Take all her clothes. So whatever's on you, usually you show up in the other reality. So if you put on as many clothes as possible, you can take them all back.
So you come in with like 50 different dresses on. Help me take these off.
It's a stack of hats.
Oh man. All right. So are you ready for your furry fate?
I am.
All right, spin number 1. Here we go. What are we gonna get? Cat!
Keep.
Write it down. Congratulations, you got the one that everyone's been secretly coveting.
Oh, you know it. I got the cat. I got the cat.
All right, are you ready to see what fates you have already eliminated?
What bullets did I dodge?
Let's see. Spin number 2.
Imagine Mantis is a freaking
Moth!
Oh, Moth would have been nice.
Yeah.
But I like that.
All right, let's see. Spin number 3. Oh, God. Arctic wolf.
Oh, it could have been 2 wolves.
But no!
Inside the ship there are 2 wolves.
You denied it. Oh, man.
You'll have to be cat. So if another person spins cat, do we have 2 cats?
I guess we'll have to determine that if and when that happens.
Cat fight. Cat fight. Cat fight. Cat fight.
Well, thank you so much, Umbra.
Alright, you'll have to give Felix's stuff back to me.
No, wait. There's only been 4.
It's only been... I thought...
Because Felix is 1.
Oh, I wrote... There's 5 animals on the
Yes.
list, but Felix was the first. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Nos was trying to figure out how that happened. Alright, well...
There's one more.
You know how Nos... how Felix famously told someone about our 7-step grounding process?
Yes. Yes.
That takes 9.
That takes 9 steps.
What are you? Ah, it's Edward.
Edward as the final. Well, thank you again, Umbra. I'm so excited to see your cat Sona. We'll display it at some point. Thank you again for stopping by. I got the cat. You're the cat. Umbra's still so excited for her win. And we're gonna see what happens next. Edward is almost prepared.
Oh. 0.
There we go. He's doing his 3 steps, like everyone should be doing.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Here we're being animals now.
Well, not yet. You have to answer questions 3
I have to answer 3 questions.
in order to be deemed worthy of choosing your fate.
And no waterboarding, just answer 3 questions?
We don't even have any water available in the room. Why would I, waterboard you?
You're out of date on the water availability, but I believe you.
It's behind something. I can't see it. And it's a cup.
It's not that kind of podcast.
Anyways. So, yeah. Have you ever experienced an alternate reality, Edward?
Yes, I woke up somewhere and I got waterboarded. True story. Not great.
Oh, no.
I have learned a lot of interesting things very fast about... Sorry, that kind of distracted me for a little bit.
Yeah. You learned interesting things about...
About coping mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty early on into my alternate reality jumping career, I was already in a dangerous field of work, and apparently the alternate reality of me was in an equally dangerous field of work, but with different stuff going on. So, you know, not a great situation to be caught vulnerable in.
Yeah.
And then you don't really have any answers to their questions.
Oh man, that's
Any good answers? Because if you give the real answers, they don't believe you because those aren't countries over here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, after a couple of those experiences, I learned to. I'm fairly good at not ending up in those realities now.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, what is your definition of an alternate reality?
Alternate reality. I mean, basically, it's a fork off.
Mm-hmm.
It's also kind of like what time travel is really made of. I feel like it can be kind of difficult sometimes to understand the difference between, like, I mean, if you look back in the last, like, 5 years, you could say there's, like, 50 alternate selves that have all done so many different things. Where do you start really drawing the line of identity, and like how many of those go on to be full ass worlds? It turns out that there's not a really great way of scientifically finding that out yet.
No.
So yeah, there you go.
Yay! So if you woke up tomorrow and you realized you were in an alternate reality, what would you do?
I would find out what kind of candy they had.
Why is that?
This happens to me fairly often. Everybody's got their thing that they like to do with different realities. I've started liking just like finding like what kind of different candies they have.
So, have you discovered candies that are different in this current reality than the one that you've been in before?
Kit Kat is different. It's like 4 letters. Instead of Kit Kat, it's like called something different in a different reality.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 6 letters here.
Like Clit Clat or something. I don't know. It can't be that. It can't be that.
Click clack.
Surely it can't be that. But you know, there's all kinds of weird things. There's a lot of like, it's the same thing but named slightly different. You know, Snookers.
Snooker.
It's like the off-brand candies and chips that you see in video games.
That's hilarious.
Not a whole lot of original ideas out there, but like in one place where something's popular, you find a lot of variants.
Cool. So, are you ready to find out your furry fate?
Yeah.
Or determine your fate?
I am ready for this.
Spin number 1.
One spin.
Is a dragon. Write it down.
You get dragon, you keep dragon. Holy shit.
Congratulations.
All bangers.
All right. Well, he has decided to keep the dragon. Let's find out what other realities he has rejected because of his choice. Phoenix.
Ha!
Is the second one. Third is Dingo.
Nah.
So, 2 fire-breathing and a wild Australian dog.
So, we've got giraffe, wolf, hamster, beaver, cat, dragon. I feel like we're building a soccer team, and I want the hamster to be the goalie.
Oh, why? Why would you... That's so sad.
Maybe he can just ratatouille a large man.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, thank you so much, Edward. We're going to have Felix back because we have to switch off to the second part, which first involves him asking me all these questions. Well, thank you again, Edward. We appreciate you being here. He is going to switch, and we are going to get Felix back shortly. So, there we go. He's just got to get settled in, do his 3 steps.
0.
There we are. Let him finish his 3 steps.
He almost got Phoenix.
He almost got Phoenix.
Oh, man.
Well, now I hand off the wheel of power to you. And then you must now ask me questions 3.
I must ask ye questions 3.
Yes.
Alright, so here's the thing. I don't remember. I remember 2 of the questions, but not the third. Is the third one just about being ready to spin the wheel?
No.
Okay. So it's like,
have you experienced an alternate reality?
yeah. And then the second one is,
What's your
definition of an alternate reality?
Yeah.
And if you woke up, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of.
Yeah, so this is why I have to write things down. I'm writing it down now.
Writing it down now.
I use shorthand.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I gotta put this somewhere where it's not in my side eye. There's all kinds of great things that are here for the audio. Mm-hmm. So, have you experienced an alternate reality?
Yes, I have.
How'd that go?
It was very weird. I mean, I kind of talked about it in the beginning, but the most memorable one was every single thing that I was looking for, silverware-wise, plate-wise, was all one cabinet, one drawer to the left. It was very strange, very off-putting, and I was only there for like a day. I went to sleep and woke back up, and everything was fine.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, that was definitely an interesting day.
It sounds like someone was putting away, like unpacking the dishes and just, like, unpacked something else into one cabinet.
I don't know.
And then everything just scooched down from there.
I really don't know.
Oh.
It was very strange. Like, everyone was very confused why I suddenly couldn't find anything. I was, like, opening all the cabinets, like, just looking. But other than that, like, I didn't notice any other differences, but that was definitely a disconcerting one.
I bet. So, what's your definition of alternate reality?
A reality in which you notice something is different from what you expect.
Interesting.
Because you have to experience that alternate reality to know that it is an alternate to your own.
That's true.
And it's usually something is different. It's not just an ominous feeling that something is wrong. You actually find an actual difference.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you woke up in another reality, an alternate reality, tomorrow, what would you do first?
What would I do first? I would check the cabinets. Just figure out where everything is ahead of time, like as soon as possible. You know, obviously if I'm waking up tomorrow, then I'm probably stumbling into the kitchen like half awake anyways. So I could disguise all of my rambly looking as me just being a total ditz in the morning.
That works.
Yeah.
Alright, well, now you've got to experience an alternate reality
where I'm not a fox.
Your form is subject to the whims of this wheel.
The whims of the wheel.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
You are. Now it's doing it, and it's spinning, and it has landed on... Would you like to be a leopard?
A leopard.
That is the first one it has landed on.
Can I be a snow leopard? I don't think there's a snow leopard
There is
on there.
not a snow leopard on the list. I will allow snow leopard.
Yes!
Alright, snow leopard. That means we have
That is
a domestic cat and a snow leopard.
I love snow leopards.
And they're walking into a bar. Alright. You've done it. Now let's see what you could have been.
What could I have been?
In an alternate reality, you are.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
I am.
You are a stick insect. But not here. And in another alternate reality,
and yet a third
in which
reality.
fusion actually creates energy instead of like eating it up, you are whatever a baiji is.
A baiji?
B-A-I-J-I.
I don't know what that is, and I'm glad that we have a thing that we can look up. B-A-I-J-I. What are you?
This is from a
Oh
reality
my god!
where it's really easy to do fusion.
Probably extinct species of freshwater dolphin native to the Yangtze River system in China.
Oh, the Yangtze River, yeah.
It looks like a blind dolphin.
Ah, yeah.
I'm glad
you dodged looking like an Evangelion angel.
Well, hip hip hooray for me.
Yeah. A long-nosed hippo.
Ugh. Alright, well, we've learned something new today. What a Bonji is. And I have dodged that bullet.
Yay!
I must embrace my big-tailed energy.
Your big-tailed energy.
My big-tailed energy. Yes.
Alright.
And I will find out who is coming up next. Well, it's Rob.
It's gonna be Rob.
It's gonna be Rob.
It's gonna be Rob.
I just dumped everybody else out.
Don't dump everyone.
Well, too late.
Oh.
Well, I gotta fix a couple
Everyone's
of
gonna be
things.
sad at the prom.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so... Nope.
Animal wheel includes...
Venom's not showing up over here.
Oh no. Oh no, he won't be tonight, yeah.
No. Alright, well, I'm going to get ready for that.
It's Rob. It's gonna be Rob. So the thing is, every time that Tyler fills up the air while I'm switching from me to someone else, or someone else and me is switching to someone else or to me, like, since we're switching, we don't really experience actually any of what it is that he's saying or doing. So anytime that I get to where I need to fill the air up, I'm like, what the hell does Tyler say during this?
A bunch of nonsense.
Great. I've done that.
Alright, 0.
So yeah, I ran out of nonsense.
You ran out of nonsense and I appeared.
The air was empty, and then it was full. I don't think I've seen you over there in like forever.
I know, it's been a while.
So, have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
Yes.
Oh boy, tell me about it.
So... Oh man. I don't know if it was an alternate reality, but it felt like a couple of days repeated. Like I was stuck in a loop type of thing. But I don't know if I was experiencing a day in 3 different realities or if it was just the one day over and over again.
Ugh.
So, but that's the closest I've gotten to like an alternate reality.
Like a Groundhog Day sort of thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your definition of an alternate reality?
Oh, I just want to steal Tyler's because that's really good. Like, just like a reality in which you notice there's something different than what you're used to.
I like the noticing part.
Yeah.
It does imply that there's...
You can be in an alternate reality and you just not notice.
If your experience isn't changed whatsoever, is it... like, how different is reality?
Exactly. Like, you have to have some level of noticing and acknowledging the fact that something is different than your regular, what you expect to be reality, for it to do something like that.
Yeah, and like, until you notice something, I mean, until it's measured, you just don't even know what's happening anyway.
No. I mean, sometimes you might realize it after the fact, but, you know.
So, if you woke up tomorrow and you were in an alternate reality, what would you do?
Rummage through their sock drawers.
Sock drawers. Now, is that, like...
My alternate self will always have something interesting in his sock drawer.
Why the sock drawer specifically?
Because that's the trope.
All right. What things might you find there?
Oh, forged passports. You know, a couple of $1,000s in the local currency. Winning lottery ticket. You know.
Oh, right. Okay. All the important stuff.
All the important stuff. Maybe a gun. If I'm lucky.
You're lucky it's a gun. You consider a gun to be better than a winning lottery ticket?
How am I supposed to, like, what identity am I supposed to take myself to the lottery redemption office with?
That's true. Whereas a gun, I mean, you could spend it anywhere. All right.
Most likely a very sad journal.
Oh, no.
That's most likely what's going to be in my sock drawer. Or my alternate self sock drawer.
I'm sorry, it's sad.
Well, it's sad because it's barely written in.
Would it be so sad if that alternate self spun a wheel and could become an animal?
I would prefer myself, not my alternate self.
Let's just do that.
Let's just do that.
Let's see what your first choice is.
Oh boy.
This is what you gotta work with from the start.
No.
Okay, so you're starting with coyote.
A coyote.
The coyote.
Ooh.
The infamous desert trickster.
Do I want to go with it, or do I want to risk it all?
You could risk it all twice.
I want to risk it for the biscuit.
Ah, yes. Let's game show this. Spinning.
We're
what do we got?
spinning again.
What was better than coyote?
Oh no.
You got goldfish.
A goldfish?
That's the second time someone's second spin has been goldfish, I think.
No.
Well, you gotta go a third time.
I gotta risk it all. Let fate decide.
Alright, Fate. What does he get?
What do I get?
You have to tell him what he gets now.
It's gonna be bad. I should have gone with the coyote.
You could have had coyote.
I should have gone with the coyote.
But now you're a butterfly.
I'm a butterfly.
Oh, man.
The first insect of the bunch.
You're a butterfly.
I'm a
All right.
butterfly.
Well.
I'm a motherfucking butterfly.
Congratulations. Do you have a preference for butterfly? There are many different types of butterfly.
No, I don't even know how this works. As in, like,
I mean, Tyler picked snow leopard instead of just leopard, so
yeah, but like, I don't know.
Do you have a color preference?
Just do a monarch butterfly.
I was gonna add. Do you want to just like monarch butterfly?
Just do a monarch butterfly.
Let's do a monarch butterfly.
Cool.
All right.
Great. I'm a butterfly.
Congratulations, you taste bad to birds.
Chomp on milkweed as a child.
Chomp, 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 chomp.
I better get out of here. Find out who's next first.
Who is next?
Oh, man. Threw someone else out. It's gonna be Gerald.
There was a fight and he threw someone else out.
There was a fight.
You all get to come up and there was a fight.
So he knocked Jules out of the way.
Holy shit. He's gonna spin something spectacular.
I hope so, or spectacularly bad.
Oh man.
Anyways, I'm gonna let him come up.
Ciao. Yeah, I'm the one who's supposed to talk. You have to hear me talk out loud. You can't hear the thoughts that are in my head. You have to hear them out loud into the microphone, or else you can't hear me. That's how a podcast works. This is Felix Warren, and this is why I'm not the host of this podcast.
Oh my god. 0.
Gerald is doing his 3 steps. He's doing so after throwing Jules aside.
Hey! He didn't seem to really care. He was like, okay, I guess I'll be next. I'm like, no!
You took the opportunity.
Yes.
To yeet.
Yes. So.
Well, welcome to this reality.
Thank you.
Have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
Yes, I have. On
How'd that
purpose
go?
and accidentally.
Oh boy!
Because this was actually part of my job. Mostly trying to stay out of alternate realities and not cause alternate realities, because I'd be sent back in time for specific missions. And if I messed up, MST, what was it? Was that Metal Gear Solid 3?
Oh yeah, where if you kill somebody who's supposed to be in a later game, it's a time paradox and the game ends.
Yeah, except it's more like, get back to headquarters right now, we gotta send you back again because you've made another offshoot.
Gotta go do it again.
Gotta go do it again.
Gotta go clean it up again.
Gotta go do it again. So I got really good at not having to do it again. Because it's annoying.
Well, I'm glad that you got good at that.
Thank you.
So what's your definition of an alternate reality?
So, I'm gonna share the Galactic Core, definition of alternate reality, where it is any reality that's an offshoot from the standardized, approved, authorized, end-all be-all, the one true reality.
The main one?
The main one.
The main line.
Yeah.
So, there's one main reality and just, infinite alternates?
Potentially infinite alternates, but they usually fizzle off because they get forced back into the one main reality or they get cut off.
Alright. Well, that's a very functional definition. But also quite expansive.
Yeah, that's why I said it was the Galactic Core's definition. I tend to go along, I don't want to cop out and just give the same answer that Rob gave, but, Tyler's answer was very good.
Yeah.
Fuck, I want his answer, please.
I think it's very helpful for experience, anybody who just, wakes up somewhere, that's kind of what really matters is what it is that you're actually going through.
Yeah.
Not, kind of a standard.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you woke up in an alternate reality tomorrow, what would you do?
Oh. What would I do? I would check how many credits he had.
Alright.
And then see how close I am to the nearest shopping port.
So, how much of your alternate self's actual money would you spend?
A third.
A third of what it is that your alternate self had?
Yeah, because I deserve a spa day.
You deserve a spa day.
Yes.
Okay, so, income-wise, do y'all just not accumulate long-term savings? Because
we
that
don't
would
have many options or excuses to spend.
Yeah, so like
I'd say up to a third.
how high impact would it be for him to lose a third of that?
Not too bad.
That's why I asked like that. So okay, yeah, you have a spa day.
Yeah.
And he gets it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then you go back to where you are.
And found out that he spent about a third of my funds and also had a spa day, and I might have an upgrade in my ship.
Okay.
That may or may not be different than the one that I ordered for him.
Right.
Yeah. You want to be on good terms with your alternate self. Also, having a spa day means that you are removed from your normal routine, so nobody expects to, like, see you doing normal things that day.
So you can't be judged for doing it different than he usually does.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That makes sense. It's like, just cause a difference, and then you don't have to disguise yourself as much.
Exactly.
Speaking of disguising yourself.
Oh, no.
You're going to become an animal. But it's according to the whims of this wheel.
The wheel of fate
That's right.
beckons.
That's how we're doing this now.
Yes.
And your first choice is pelican.
No!
No pelican brief.
No.
I soundly rejected the pelican, even though I chose the first thing I got, which was giraffe. Next choice.
Let's find out.
What is your option here? What is your option before you have to just go what they give you? Fox.
Ooh!
You landed on fox.
I'm gonna take it.
I know you're gonna take fox.
I'm gonna take it.
You're taking fox. All right.
Tyler's
it is really
gonna be
like
so mad at me.
Someone took all our puzzle pieces in a box and just shook them up.
Yep.
All right. What's the thing that you don't get
Am I gonna regret
or don't
this?
have to get? How much will you regret this?
What?
You could have been a woodpecker.
No! I'm glad I kept the fox.
Yes, I think that was the superior choice.
Lovely. Well.
Congratulations on your foxsona. Soon when you come back to the podcast, you will have a different
I
look.
want to be a red fox.
A red fox. Okay. Parentheses red.
Yes. Like the stereotypical, totally cliche red fox.
Disney Robin Hood red fox.
I was thinking Fox and the Hound. I think your movie was better. Bye. Actually, I gotta find out who's next.
You do have to have someone to come fill your place before you just go.
Jin!
Yay!
So it looks like Jules is last. Bye.
Alright, so we've got Jen next. This is the regular podcast's first time meeting Jen. Jen is the host of the Aftercast, which happens after our podcast, and we just sort of like have a water cooler and she interviews people, sort of hosts it, and is cool.
0.
She's doing her 3 steps
Mm-hmm.
and setting up her stuff. And hey, Jen.
Hey! Glad to finally be on the actual podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the
Instead of
actual podcast.
Aftercast.
So, actually, it's like, you're Jen. Obviously your pronouns are she, hers.
Yep.
Like, we ever do this?
Nope.
I don't remember.
Nope.
Yeah, so we didn't. And, what is it that you do?
Well, besides running the Aftercast, I'm actually, on the ship with, Mantis and Umbra and Venom and all them. And I do welding. I'm a welder, mechanic, that kind of person.
What's your favorite stuff to weld?
Oh, man. I gotta say, it's gotta be the outer hull, because then I get to get in a spacesuit and I get to go on a spacewalk.
Oh, man, that's gotta be awesome.
Yeah.
Aviation is awesome.
Yeah.
Alright. Yay, I got to, ask you this stuff. So, have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
I have not.
You have not experienced...
No.
Have you experienced a person from an alternate reality being in yours? Other than obviously the most famous person I know who's done that.
Before being on the ship, no. My job was very isolating. I was in long distance shipping. And so I was usually on remote bases. And, like, I wouldn't know if someone was an alternate because I only see people, like, once every few months.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're an alternate person who just happened to cross my path, I would have no fucking clue.
Yeah, how do you experience an alternate if you don't have several experiences to compare? So this has really changed your social life in many dimensions. So what's your definition of an alternate reality?
I never had to think about that before, like, now.
Right.
Like, I mean, I guess I kind of, like, agreed with the standard definition, where it's, like, you know, a reality that's different from your own. Differences may be exhibited in large or small ways. But, I mean, I'm gonna take the cop-out and say I really like Tyler's definition. And obviously I haven't experienced an alternate reality because I didn't have an experience that was different than what I expected. The end.
The end. So if you did wake up tomorrow in an alternate reality, what would you do? You're making a smirking, giggling face. Quietly.
Check my drawers.
Check your drawers.
Like...
Oh, your actual underwear drawers.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because...
For what's going on down there?
Yeah. Because in this reality, I'm trans.
So you want a status down there?
Yeah.
Like, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Status check.
You know, it's funny because, like, I didn't think about checking I experience this somewhat regularly. You think that I think about that more often. To put that back on my list, it's really important.
You gotta know what you're packing.
It
really affects a lot of things.
It affects way more things than some might think.
Yeah.
Alright, so we gotta find out what your animal self is packing.
Yes. What furry secrets do I have hidden in my pants?
Well, what you've got is...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Did I just, like, set myself up for the worst thing ever? What is it?
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
No, I don't want to be a tuna. Nope. No.
Alright.
Not a tuna. Spit again.
We will see what else you could be besides that.
I have a fish in my pants.
Would you like to be a flamingo?
Ooh. Yes.
Flamingo option chosen.
I would love to be a flamingo. Specifically those volcano flamingos. There's like ones that live in like the like caldera of a volcano.
Are they visually distinct from other
They're
flamingos?
redder.
Volcano flamingo. All
I
right.
don't know if I'm just like making this up entirely, but
well, obviously you want them to be very neon.
Yes.
I have taken that
yes,
for the truth it is.
yes, neon flamingo with star sunglasses.
Now, what did we bypass
What
by making this
what
choice?
fatal final choice did I avoid?
What is the alternate reality that now exists because we are in this reality? The only true choice we could ever make besides this one is mosquito.
Oh my god!
So you could have been pelican. Wait, no, it wasn't.
No, it was tuna.
Tuna. You get a tuna, flamingo, or mosquito were your options. Wow.
Well,
You had fish, insect, and bird.
wow. Well, I'm glad I stuck with the flamingo.
I think that was a power play.
Alright. Well, I'm going to switch out for Jules.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And as Jen switches to Jules, I will fill the air, much like my cat is trying to do. But I am slightly louder because I am closer to the microphone. And now you simply understand what it's like to have only a door between you and the cat in the house who wants to be on the podcast but cannot.
0. I had to wait for you to finish.
I know. I could see. Welcome back to the podcast, Jules.
Hello to podcast listeners, new and old alike.
That's right. New, old, and feline. So, Jules, have you ever experienced an alternate reality?
I feel like I experience alternate realities every day.
Interesting.
I mean, I am sort of a hive mind.
Yeah.
So I experience different selves all at once, sort of mashed into like an over experience. So like could be a type of alternate reality.
That's interesting. I never... So it's like a non-chronological experience, kind of.
Yeah, like I can have it chronological, but sometimes like, yeah.
Cool. So, what's your definition of an alternate reality?
I really like Tyler's answer. We're all such cop-outs on this end.
Well, once he put that one down...
I know, once he like slapped that out on the table, it's just like everyone's like, yeah, that's great.
That's the observation you can make. That becomes an alternate reality. All right, good.
Yeah, sweet.
Put
Answer
it in
C, teacher.
Merriam-Webster and in Funkin' Wagnalls. So if you woke up in an alternate reality tomorrow, what would you do?
I don't know what I would do. Because it would mean that I would be stuck in one linear view of time.
So you would consider it an alternate reality
Yeah.
to be different than what you're experiencing right now.
Which is multiple
at once. Huh. What would it be like if you like experienced just like a different batch of alternate realities?
Oh, that'd be weird.
Be on a different branch.
That'd be weird. I'd check the ships first.
Yeah.
I need to know, like, diagnostics, like, fuel levels, all of that shit before I could do anything.
Yeah, so get tabs on what's the status quo.
Yes.
Would you try to get back?
I mean, of course. Who knows if I'd just bring all these new, like, ship and crew in tow and hope that, like, when the two alternates got close enough that they would merge into one bubble of a, like...
One mega hive?
One mega hive.
Always just keep hiving up.
Just keep hiving.
Just keep hiving.
Just keep hiving.
Alright. Well, let's see if the animal that you become according to the wheel is
there
capable
are
of
a
hiving.
few chances of hive. Be very funny if I get something totally mammalian.
Well, this one's lizard.
No.
Just lizard. No real...
No.
No specs on that. No lizard.
No.
What else could you become besides lizard? What else can we all become besides lizard? Phoenix!
Phoenix!
Do you want Phoenix or do you want to try for
Oh,
the last...
I think I'm just gonna take it.
You're gonna be a Phoenix!
I'm gonna take the Phoenix.
Oh, man.
I'm not gonna, like, yeah.
Alright.
I'm following Rob's example of what not to do. And give up something okay
that's
for,
right.
like, a total chance.
Alright.
So, what did I reject?
What did you reject? What was rejected in lieu of keeping the phoenix? What could it possibly be? Well, you could have been an ostrich.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad I picked the bird that I did. Yes. So great. I am the phoenix.
You are, wow. We've got giraffe, wolf, hamster, beaver, cat, dragon, snow leopard, butterfly, fox, flamingo, phoenix.
Have fun drawing all those.
This will actually be really fun.
All right. Well, I think that's everybody. So I'm going to get Tyler back.
That is correct. That's how we're going to end this up. Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to have the rest of the podcast. And we all get to face the decisions that we made as a group, as a team, as a family. We all get to just embrace the fact that now Rob's a butterfly.
He should have stuck with Coyote.
Oh man, he could have had it made. It was so perfect. It was dangling out there for him, and he thought he could get better.
He thought he could get better, but he couldn't. Well, that's been a really fun episode. I don't know if there's really anything else to add to that. That was quite the roundabout.
Well, I guess maybe just update people. Peacock Planet. Keep an eye on it. We just hit a bunch of steam on it, and suddenly the art's really
ahead.
The art's really taken off.
Yeah.
And I'm really liking where it's going.
Yeah. And then badoccultadvice.tumblr.com. You can always check there. We usually post announcements along with other Bad Occult Advice or just Tumblr related shenanigans. You can also send us questions on the Tumblr, or if you want to be a little bit more anonymous, you can send an email to badoccultadvice@gmail.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we're on Substack, we have video backups of what is streamed on Twitch, on YouTube at Bad Occult Advice. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Any other updates?
I don't know. Are we doing Aftercast?
I think we are. Yeah, we just need a bit of time.
Yeah.
But that will be here on Twitch. So yeah, this has been another episode of Bad Occult Podcast, where we have done, or at least talk about, inadvisable things in the name of magical science. I have been Tyler Cadmian, aka the Snow Leopard.
I have been Felix, aka the giraffe. And by the way, I just spun for the audience, and every single one of you is now a goldfish.
You are all goldfish.
You are all goldfish. There are no other
Welcome
choices.
to the goldfish army.
You are now our school of fish.
Well, looking forward to seeing all of you schooling for the next episode. Have a good night.
Nighty night.